You emerge into the world as a genetic anomaly. Your bodily architecture is the envy of any engineer. 6 legs that move with frightening coordination, capable of scaling vertical surfaces with the ease of walking on flat ground. You are tiny, but your strength is legendary. A biological feat capable of lifting 50, sometimes 100 times your own weight. You are an armored tank of chitin, a microscopic war machine, perfectly calibrated for survival and destruction. You have super strength. You have military organization. You have a purpose that transcends the individual, but you were born sterile. You are female, but biology denied you the right to be a mother. Your life is a series of repetitive and dangerous tasks, dictated by a chemical cocktail that circulates eternally within your body, ensuring you never question servitude. You are a biological slave. Your identity is worker, and your life, from the very first cent, belongs to the colony. Your genes are irrelevant. You do not exist for yourself, but to ensure that a single swollen and greasy entity, the queen, your mother, continues laying more disposable copies of you. You are a drone. You are a number. You are a body that will be replaced before the queen even notices your absence. Your first scent is not that of fresh earth or sunlight. It is the metallic, sweet smell of formic acid, mixed with the suffocating humidity and fungal odor of the nursery chamber. It is the smell of 1,000 bodies in constant activity, exhaling carbon dioxide and moisture. It is the smell of servitude. Before you were this chitinous machine, you were a larva. You were a tiny, oval egg, laid by the queen not with tenderness, but with the indifference of an industrial process. Now, you are a white, blind, fat, useless sack that only knows how to writhe in search of warmth and food. You have no eyes, no legs. The world is a sticky, warm blur. You lie in a shifting pile of your larval brothers and sisters, all equally hungry and vulnerable. The ground trembles beneath you, not with earthquakes, but with the incessant vibration of the legs of your older sisters, the workers, rushing on missions you do not yet understand. They are giants to you, dark figures that lean over the larval mass. You are entirely dependent. You feel the humid heat of the nursery chambers, a carefully maintained microclimate. If the temperature drops or rises too much, you will die, and the colony will discard you without hesitation. Your sisters move you with their mandibles, not with tenderness, but with the cold efficiency of someone transporting a trash bag. They lick you, sanitizing your soft skin from deadly spores and bacteria. You feel the rough friction of their antennae and the moisture of their mouths, a relentless maintenance. If you stop growing, if you are weak, if you are infected by a fungus, the most common and terrible of subterranean nightmares, they will not hesitate. Hive biology demands that flesh be repurposed. Cannibalism is not a taboo. It is a protein recycling policy, a cold law of energy economics. If you die, you will be eaten. And if you are too slow, you might be eaten before you die. Food arrives in the most repulsive and intimate form, truffle access. One of your older sisters, an exhausted nurse, regurgitates a paste-like liquid directly into your larval mouth. It is a mixture of digested sap, proteins, and, most importantly, the queen's silent weapon, cast pheromones. This chemical cocktail is your sentence. It dictates that, although you were born from a fertilized egg, and therefore possess the genetic potential of a princess, you will never become one. You are being fed only enough to become a sterile worker. You are being chemically indoctrinated to accept servitude. You will never receive the protein-rich diet, the necessary amount of food that would trigger the genes for developing wings, functional ovaries, and a larger body. You are slowly being poisoned with the promise of sterility and incessant labor. You eat what you are given, or you die of starvation. You grow fast, swelling up, molting 4 or 5 times, each shed a painful and exhausting process. You are just a growing stomach, a receptacle for chemical indoctrination. Then the moment of metamorphosis arrives. You wrap yourself in a silken cocoon, spun with saliva and bodily secretions, or in some species, you simply stiffen into a brown pupa. This is your only moment of forced silence, a hibernation while the internal chemistry reconstructs the sack of flesh into a hexapod machine. Inside, in the damp darkness, your muscles rearrange, your mandibles sharpen, your atrophied ovaries shrink, and the exoskeleton, your armor, is built in layers of chitin. It is a violent transformation. When the cocoon ruptures, if there is one, or when you emerge from the pupa, the pain is intense. You are a callow ant. Your muscles are still gelatinous, and your armor, what should be your protection, is soft and pale, like wet paper. The scent of your vulnerability is strong, and the risk of being accidentally crushed or preyed upon by an opportunistic mite has never been higher. Your sisters have to help you get out, cleaning you, pulling off the remnants of the pupa. There is no celebration. There is no tenderness. There is only the urgency of putting a new tool to work. As soon as your mandibles harden and the chitin pigments from pale to dark brown or black, you receive your first order. It is not verbal. It is a scent that saturates the air. It is a combination of alarm pheromones, tracking pheromones, and above all, the scent of an urgent need that must be met. You have only minutes of adult life before the indoctrination begins. Your body's chemistry pushes you. Your first job is not in the dangerous exterior, but in the safe darkness of the colony. You are designated, by chemical instinct, to be a nurse. You begin caring for the next generations of larvae, your younger sisters, repeating the cycle of trophallaxis, cleaning, and transport. You become part of the system that created and mutilated you. The queen's scent is constant, strong, almost palpable. It is proof that she is alive, producing more and more workers, more and more soldiers. Her chemical presence is the center of your faith, the purpose of your sterile existence. You will never question the work, because questioning means fighting the biology that governs you, and biology is relentless. You were born for death in motion, and the motion has begun now. Your world is the tunnel, the smell of damp earth, the constant friction of chitin against clay. You move in an ordered frenzy. You are an inner chamber worker, not yet exposed to the sun and true danger, but already exhausted by the intensity of the labor. You clean, you carry. You help dig the deepest tunnels when the colony needs to flee the heat or flooding. The tunnel is safe, but it is claustrophobic. You spend your biological youth squeezed into tight spaces, feeling the heat exhaled by thousands of bodies. The darkness is total, broken only by the perception of light in the entrance tunnel, a portal to the exterior that for now is forbiddance. You are the internal gear, the one who keeps the machine running, and you have a short expiration date. Biologically, you are already dying. Instinct is the only motor remaining. You smell the alarm pheromone for the first time. It is not a scream, but a scent of panic. A tunnel has collapsed. A predator, perhaps a tiny scorpion, perhaps a parasitic beetle, has invaded the peripheral chambers. Your primal instinct, the one that biology implanted in your grain of sand brain, takes control. You run toward the danger. Not out of courage, but out of programming. You are disposable, and the system needs you to be disposed of now. You press forward. The smell of panic is now overwhelming, a cloud of acidic pheromones that burns your antennae. You stumble over debris, fragments of clay and gravel. The predator, you realize, is a small carnivorous beetle that infiltrated the nest, but was immobilized by a patrol of older ants. They are trapped beneath a ceiling fragment. You are not there to fight. You are there to clean. Your small mandible, still relatively new, grabs what is left of a larva. It is viscous and almost crushed, but alive. Instinct screams, "Save the next generation." You drag it, feeling the strain in your thoracic muscles. The sensation of having completed this task, of having been useful in a moment of crisis, is the closest you will ever get to a sense of purpose. There is no glory, only the momentary satisfaction of having fulfilled the algorithm. You return the larva, which is immediately accepted and licked clean by a nurse. For a brief period, you are a gear that turned perfectly. This is your ascent. You have proven you are worthy of burning more calories. The biology is a merciless timekeeper. Internal work is for the young and flexible. Your chitin, once smooth and dark brown, begins to take on a dull, matte appearance. Constant friction in the tunnels has worn down the surface of your legs and the tips of your mandibles, which are now slightly serrated and blunt. You are no longer the efficient nurse who moves the larvae. You are the logistics worker, carrying waste to the refuse chambers. The smell of trash is your new world. Fungi, discarded exoskeletons, feces. It is a warm, putrid odor that mixes with the metallic, constant smell of moisture. Then comes the change in smell, the sign that your time of protected usefulness is over. You are forced to breathe the pheromone that pushes you toward the surface. Your more robust constitution and physical wear make you the perfect candidate for foraging. You are old enough to be disposable. The first time you leave the anthill, the experience is a brutal sensory shock. The internal darkness is replaced by sunlight that seems to crush your compound retina, turning the world into a blur of glare and shadow. The air is dry and hot, stealing the moisture from your body. You are now a food engineer, and your job is suicidal. The ground is an inferno of textures and dangers. You move over sharp gravel that tears the microscopic pads of your feet across sand that sticks to your joints. And under the constant threat of flying predators that you can barely distinguish in the vast blue sky, a vastness that never should have been your focus. You join the pheromone trail, an invisible yet pungent road of fatty acid that other workers deposited to mark the path. You do not choose the destination. The smell chooses it for you. Today, the mission is a grass seed, maybe 10 times your weight. You find it and try to lift it. The strength you thought you had in the darkness of the tunnels is insufficient against the inertia of this weight and the friction of the earth. You feel sharp pain in your neck muscles. What would be your neck as you strain to rebalance the object? You advance in fits and starts, every inch an exhausting victory. Your speed slows dramatically compared to the young ants who rush past you, carrying light crumbs. Your body is failing. The greatest danger is not the bird, nor the wasp, but the heat and the exhaustion. Dehydration hits you like an invisible hammer. You lose your balance and drop the seed. Before you can readjust your mandibles, the biological betrayal occurs. It's not a large predator. It's a minuscule fly, smaller than a pinhead, but infinitely more lethal to you. It's a female Feridae, the decapitating fly. You feel a quick, light touch on the back of your head. A second you barely register as a threat, confusing it for a speck of dust or the leg of another ant. But it wasn't dust. The fly just deposited an egg. The pheromone that should have alerted you to the danger is short-circuited. You are too tired, too focused on retrieving the lost seed. You return to work, unaware that you carry your own built-in death sentence. You manage to take the seed back to the nest, fulfilling your last great task. You enter, but the piece of the tunnels is no longer welcoming. The foraging work has marked you, and your body can no longer recover in the same way. Your movements become slow. You stumble more. You don't react to the cleaning pheromones. Your function is now uncertain. You wander through the peripheral chambers. An old worker, your lifespan of months is almost over. A logistical burden. And then, the egg hatches. The Feridae fly larva, a small, pale maggot, begins to feed. It doesn't consume your fat or muscles randomly. It moves methodically, using its own enzymes to liquefy the internal tissues of your body, concentrating on the most important part, your head. The pain is not sharp, but it is a growing, insidious sensation of nausea and disorientation. You feel like your head is getting heavy, as if it were full of water. Your perception of the external world distorts. The smells of the pheromones seem distant, muffled. You can no longer communicate correctly. The cruelest thing is that, even while the larva consumes your brain and nervous system, your final instinct is activated. Isolate the disease. You, who dedicated your life to the collective, are now forced by the parasitic biology to self-exile. The parasite larva releases chemicals that compel you to walk away from the anthill, even if you don't want to. You stagger out, dragging yourself into the sun that now seems less bright and hotter, a relentless furnace. You are no longer carrying food, but death. You are a biological bomb that needs to be detonated far from the queen. You spend your last moments of conscious life walking in pathetic circles near a clod of dirt. You are alone. There are no comrades to comfort or help you. For the colony, you are simply gone. The larva, now large enough to pupate, completes its work. It uses the final enzymes to dissolve the tissue connecting your head to your body. You do not feel the cut, but you feel the weight vanish. Your head, now an empty, chitinous shell filled with the parasite larva, detaches from your body. The separation is total. The body, the machine you inhabited, falls inert. There is no pain, because there is no longer a nervous system to register it. The silence is absolute. The smell of biological death, the smell of you lingers for an instant in the hot air. Inside your former head, the parasite larva transforms into a pupa, preparing to emerge as an adult fly to repeat the cycle of betrayal. Outside, the trail of pheromones you helped build continues pulsing. Another worker, young and full of strength, passes by you carrying a piece of leaf. She stumbles slightly on your decapitated body, not even registering the obstacle as anything more than organic debris. She doesn't stop. She doesn't mourn. She does not have the biology for grief or reflection. You never reproduced. You never had a name. Your life was a series of repetitive, dangerous, and exhausting tasks, dictated by chemical molecules and ended by a disgusting parasite. The sun continues to beat down on the earth. The queen, down below, continues laying eggs. Thousands of new versions of you are being born right now, programmed for the same destiny. Biological servitude until disposal. You were no hero. You were no martyr. You were just an ant, a unit, a broken gear. And nature has already forgotten you. The cycle continues. You never truly existed. The worker was discarded and forgotten. But you have a choice. If you like this cold analysis of biology, don't be a drone. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more visceral stories of nature and share this cycle of servitude. Help our collective grow.